31st, 1969. And I'm hoping that YouTube tells y'all the stream is set for now and not 1969, because I don't know how that happened. That's not what I put in. That's not my understanding. I don't know what's going on. We here. We are here in Costa Rica. Okay, I saw Shauna say good morning. Good morning, y'all. I am on my phone, so you know it's not the usual setup. And whenever it's not the usual setup, things might not happen the way we expect, but we roll with it. I'm holding the mic now because today I have a special guest and we're going to be sharing the same microphone. I have a special, I'm gonna call her a Costa Rican guest. She's not Costa Rican. She happens to be in Costa Rica. But, ooh, you saw that comment that just popped up? Join from Burnout to Bliss at a never seen before price and payment plan. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Hey friends, if you're new here, my name is Rashida and I help women move abroad. I help them move to places that make them happy from places that might not be making them happy. So I'm a move abroad coach. I run a program called From Burnout to Bliss that has it's a 12-month program, including curriculum and group coaching, and an accountability group. We've got a Facebook group where we are all in there sharing our good news, helping our sisters out and all that kind of stuff. So right now, until the end of the day, we have I have a sale on From Burnout to Bliss. It is a never seen before price and a never seen before payment plan. You can join From Burnout to Bliss today for $100 a month. $100 US. Okay, so if you've been thinking about it and money's been getting in the way of joining, if money has been the thing standing between you and joining From Burnout to Bliss, it is your day until the end of the day. Hey Aisha, my lovely, lovely human, Aisha, is watching this right now, and I didn't tell her we have a sale going on and she's in charge of all my social media. And why I say in charge, let me tell you about Aisha. Aisha be like, we're doing this, this, and this. I need you to create this, this, and this. And I'd be like, no, Aisha, like, I'm in charge. I tell you what to create. She's like, okay, so no, that's not what we're doing. We create this, this, and this. Okay, Barbara, this happened before. If you can't hear me, exit out and come back in. This happened before when I used my microphone. Something about it. Sometimes a lot of people can hear and then other people can't hear. So if you're just joining, sale on From Burnout to Bliss, never seen before price, never seen before payment plan. You've never been able to join for $100 a month. $100 a month for 5 months. You want this. You want this. Hey. Also, hey, if you're new here, I have a new membership going on. A new YouTube membership. Yeah, Aisha, who did not know about this payment plan, says the payment plan isn't real. Don't slip on this. She did not know about the payment plan until right this very minute, where I was like, hey, did I tell you I added something new on Friday? Oh, she read it. So she knew about it. Okay, so now she's telling me she knew. So she knew, and she didn't make any social media about it. That's a demerit for Aisha. Now, the way our demerit system works, I give them to her and she ignores them. She does not care about my demerits. She calls herself, in the comments, the creative director. Aisha is the creative director of the brand. That is not the job description I gave her when I hired her. It is not the job description that she is paid for. But she has decided that she is the creative director and I'm the implementer. And it's not how, so she's going to ignore the demerit she got today. She's gonna ignore the demerit she got today, and I'm going to, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. It's hard, it's a hard life. Anyhow, we're at the bliss, that's price. Okay, but now we're gonna get into it. We're talking about bouncing back from a bad trip. And I'm here with my special guest, mi amiga.
Hi, it's Angel.
Hi, Angel. How are you? I'm doing well.
We've bounced back.
We're bounced back. Okay, so we are in a very, very lovely hotel right now.
Yes, we are.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Where were we yesterday?
We were in Hades, aka El Inferno. El Infierno. That's where we were. That's the official Spanish translation for our Airbnb.
I saw, before we get too deep, I saw Anita join. Hey, Anita's in the membership, so it's the, hey, membership ladies. We're gonna go live after this. I don't know what time it's gonna be, but when this video ends, I'm going live in the membership. Membership ladies, don't forget. Okay.
You look amazing in orange, by the way.
Thank you, thank you.
But I wore this because it has your color in it.
She's wearing yellow.
The gold.
You see this? You see this? You see this? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. Angel brought me to Costa Rica. Angel was like, I have a house in Costa Rica for a month. Okay, y'all say my mic needs some work. My mic is, turn your volume up. There's nothing I can do about the sound right now. This happens every time I use a mic. I might need a better mic. Let's fundraise for a better mic, a better portable mic. My mic at home is fine, but this portable mic, every time I use it, y'all are like, what is happening? Anyway, okay, so Angel said, we gotta block her out.
Okay.
She's not part of this.
I'm not here.
Yes, I tied it in a knot. This is what the mic looks like. And this is the untied knot. Yes, it's tied in a knot. It's a cord though, the sound should work. Like what? Stephanie. Angel said I have a house in Costa Rica for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, here are 2 weeks you can come, which one do you want to come? And I was like, well, I've never been to Costa Rica before. Stephanie, I see you commenting, you're about to get blocked. Being educational. I see you, Greta. It's not the current location, is fat. Okay, so y'all hating on the microphone and how cords work. That's not true. Cords just work until they don't. They need a new one. I think I need a new one. Anyhow, hey Arnell, hey Annie Lou.
Just go into the camera.
When I do that, they get mad. It's not good. The sound is not good. They get, like, if I unplug the mic, they're gonna be like, we can't hear you. And she's very aggressive. They get upset.
Okay.
I have to have a microphone.
Okay.
They have told me before.
Okay.
All right. Good friend was like, come stay for a week, because she's gonna be down here with her family and stuff, and she had an empty week. I said, okay. Now, she was coming on the 30th, yesterday, the 30th.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I'll come on the 1st. And I was like, no, why don't I come on the 30th with you so we can come down together?
Which is a fabulous idea.
Fabulous idea. And then I was like, let me make sure I'm on her flight, so if she don't make it to Costa Rica, I don't make it to Costa Rica either. Because if I'm staying in somebody else's house, let's be real. This is a budget vacation. So if she already has housing taken care of, I can't have her be like, I ain't make it. I ain't make it down. I can't have her be like, I'm stuck somewhere. Because first of all, she had me on Volaris. If y'all don't know, Volaris is a budget airline.
This is the southwest of Mexico.
It is. Possibly even the spirit. No, it's a Frontier partner.
Oh,
remember they making those announcements?
Except
and it has those Frontier seats.
To its credit, it's way better than Frontier.
It has the Frontier seats, and they are a Frontier partner.
Well, you know, it only has Frontier seats if you won't spend the extra $11, because if you spend the extra $11, it's actually a good seat.
She upgraded to the very front of the plane, and I did not. And so we had different experiences on the plane ride. My back of the plane with the commoners was much better than her front of the plane. She had premium written across her seat, and she did not have a premium experience. Anyhow, that's not why we're here.
Well, you're talking about the hell, the beginning of hell, all the way through.
She had a child singing beside her for 4 hours.
Non-stop. And I mean,
and not like a toddler, not like a 2-year-old.
No, at least 10, singing homemade songs. I commend the creativity right here. And also the battle between the sister who was manspreading.
Fighting kids. Their parents left them. Their parents put the kids next to Angel.
I give those vibes, like she's chill, abuelita vibes, like tia vibes.
And then left them kids up there and went to sit somewhere else.
And had cocktails behind my back.
And did not buy you a single cocktail, huh?
A cocktail in sight for me.
So, Volaris, we were on a plane from Mexico City to Costa Rica that had a stop.
In Guatemala. you know, it just occurred to me that you could have saved my experience if you would have just taken the $11 seat, and then I would have not, that other seat would not have been available for my cantante.
Meanwhile, I was sitting next to a doctor in the back.
Wait, are we going to tell the truth?
Is that not the truth?
The whole truth and nothing but?
He was like 12.
Correct.
He was a baby doctor.
Had just graduated in May, right? Correct?
But was he good looking?
He was adorable.
For an infant.
I was like, what? She did not pick up this man in Guatemala.
Who lives here with his mama. He said, okay, so we're on the plane. This is the most distracted story ever. Y'all know I give a distracted story, but this is all over the place. We're on the plane, and I said, are you happy to be coming home? Because he'd been in Guatemala for a week. He said, yes, I'm really looking forward to seeing my mom again. I've only left the country without her 3 times. This is my 3rd time leaving the country without her. I usually travel with her. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her again. So, like a big dummy, a big American dummy. I forget how the world moves outside of America. So I was like, oh, because he's already told me he lives in what we'll consider a small town. I said, oh, do you live in the same town? He said, oh, we live together.
He is a boy in Latam. What is the mystery?
We got off the plane. I met her at baggage claim because we weren't sitting together, and she did not wait for me to go through immigration. She was like, good luck, God bless. I got held up at immigration, and she was like, but I'm at
Duty free. I had to look.
I
have things in there.
She was like, I stopped by the champagne, I'm duty free. You were in the back of the plane, you'll be fine. So I make it through immigration, which was a little bit of a hassle. Immigration wanted to know the exact address of where I was staying, and the person with the exact address of where I was staying didn't wait for me because she had to go to duty free.
Correct.
Anyhow,
Priorities.
We get there and we've had some champagne last night and this morning.
Because we had to bounce back.
We had to bounce back. It was a very long, tired day. Anyway, I see him in duty free, in the baggage claim after I met her, and I wave at him, and she was like, who is that chat? Why are you talking to that boy? I was like, that's a grown man, that's a doctor. And she was like, he's my son's age, get away from him.
I mean, just speaking on behalf of how Latinas would usually respond to that sort of behavior, I'm waiting, because my son's fine, going to be a doctor.
And he's going to be on the plane, flirting with some older woman who doesn't look her age.
Who's friends with his mama.
And he's going to say something like, I can't wait to get home to my mommy. And she's going to realize this was a terrible mistake. Shut it down. Shut it down, sir. But he was helpful. He gave us notes about what to do. He was, we have his number.
Yes, I have guarded that number though. So it will be
she literally took
used
it.
wisely,
She took the number.
respectfully. To any Costa Ricans watching,
It will disrespectfully.
we will
It will be
be,
used
I will be monitoring
disrespectfully.
behaviors.
Disrespectfully.
And I also have to now give a religious instruction.
Which
because it's because one of the suggestions that was
Yes.
that we do a pilgrimage to
His town.
his town.
Because there's a pilgrimage happening to his town right now.
Right,
So naturally we have to go to his town
right. And visit the basilica,
and his mama.
his mom, his geese, and his
Wait.
perrito.
He said, I can't wait to see my mom. Pause. And my dog. I was like, no, baby. Like, absolutely. I
Right.
love it for you. I don't love it for me.
Do you see the
I
whole
don't.
picture now?
I don't love it
A
for
boy
me.
and his puppy?
Ooh, we have not gotten to the bad part of his trip yet. We have not
No,
gotten
he
to
was the best
He
part
was-
of the day.
She's up there with literally a 10-year-old singing to her for 4 hours, fighting with his sister, while their parents have abandoned them. And I'm back there with a man who I said, oh, I'm here for a week. She's here for a month. He started making notes. We have 4 pages of notes. When he found out he was here for a month, he was like, these are different grocery stores you can go to. These are blah, 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 all the stuff. He told us where the bougie cheese was. I didn't ask. There's a grocery store where you put $3 signs next to. He was like, if you need something fancy, this is the grocery store. You see the vibes.
Yes.
You see the vibes.
The whole paycheck of Costa Rica.
Yes. Auto something, I think. Autorama? I don't know. It's a no.
So it's good so far. Now, once we get off the plane and we get into our car, which was fantastic. That was a suggestion from your friend.
Roxanne in Panama. Roxanne be knowing things. Roxanne heard I was going to Costa Rica. Roxanne reached out to Adelia and said, does Rashida need a driver? Now, I don't need a driver, but.
Are you you inferring that I need a driver?
Yes, Patty, sounds like he's ready. Yes, girl. Ready for like nap time though. He ready for nap time.
Shame on you.
She needs a driver.
So inferring that I need a driver is actually correct because we're in Costa Rica. I have a lot of luggage.
She does.
And what are we gonna do? Hitchhike?
She's a
Take a
minimalist, but she has everything she owns on her. So I'm a maximalist, and I have carry-on only.
Right.
She was like, I'll be a baggage claim with these 2 suitcases.
These large suitcases.
The minimalist.
I need help, and I'm not embarrassed to say that I need help. So
Roxanne, thank you for the number.
Thank you, Roxanne.
I literally got it. Roxanne forwarded it to Adelia. Adelia forwarded it to me. I immediately forwarded it to Angel. I didn't say nothing. It said like, this is a driver in like the WhatsApp comment. I just forwarded it on because I was like, I'm not going to hire a driver in advance, but I know someone who will.
Correct, with no shame.
No shame.
Shamelessly hired someone, and I'm grateful that we did because we couldn't get money.
Okay, so we're inside of like the baggage claim area. We see one kind of janky looking ATM, but we were like, it's the airport. There's more ATMs out there. And
there were more
no.
ATMs.
By the time we exited the airport, we got out, we got from baggage claim to our driver, there were no more ATMs.
Absolutely. There were no ATMs.
There were no ATMs.
On that journey, there was actually nothing.
It was just rental car places.
I know that was a double negative. However,
It was what we do here. It's
there
fine.
was
Nothing.
nothing.
No, nothing.
There's the baggage claim, and there's
rental cars.
And
then you walk outside, and people are like,
salida.
taxi.
Right.
We need a taxi. And we were like, well,
No.
the driver also said, I'm gonna be there with a sign. And so I thought Angel's name was gonna be on the sign.
It was not my name, but it was a logo, and I don't mind that my name wasn't blasted across for everyone to see. I knew
I did not know. So I'm just
You
walking.
didn't get the email.
I did not get the email because she organized it. So I'm just walking. And she's like, no, that's the one. And I was like, oh, is that the? Okay. So we get in the car. We're like, we need to go to ATM. And he was like, I'm not taking you to ATM in these streets.
Yeah, he was like, this is the most secure place you're gonna get some money. So I'm gonna drive you right up to the entrance of
We're
the
going
airport.
to arrivals now. He's like, I'm taking you to arrivals. Take your passport and go get money inside the airport. We get to the door of the airport, and there's a man with a gun who immediately blocks our way.
Yeah, because you cannot enter the airport without having a ticket.
We're gonna try this, Patty. All right.
How's that?
All right. Okay, so you cannot enter the airport without having a ticket, and he wasn't checking for everybody's tickets, but I think the fact that we were moving fast towards him without any luggage, he was like, stop, stop. And we were like, we need to get cash. And he was like, I don't care. We're like, but we just landed. He was like, okay, show me your passports. He went through our passport, saw the stamp, and was like, okay, it's
It did
fine
take
now.
20 minutes for him to get through your passport because you were like,
I have stamps.
lots of them.
Any poodle. I know you're not talking. Anyhow, the man then says, so we go to the ATM. We find a bank. There's a bank in there. I ask the bank, where's the ATM? Around the corner. There's a couple, maybe some English-speaking couple. I don't pay attention to their accents. And they're struggling with the ATM. I go to one ATM. It's not working. The couple leaves. Another woman who works at the airport goes to the ATM. She's struggling. There's no money in the ATMs.
Yeah, I was using a third ATM. Once we saw the security guard who works at the airport leaving without money, we knew we weren't going to get our money either. There was just no money to be had.
So, and by the way, we need to pay the driver, and we don't have cash.
Well, I exchanged
Pesos.
pesos.
Mexican
because
pesos.
I had some pesos.
For Costa Rican colones. Colones?
Yes.
Costa
And I
Rican.
got ganked.
That exchange rate. And I was like, no, I'm going to find an ATM. We go to the driver and we're like, ATM ain't work. Where can we go on the streets? And he was like, in Centro? He was like, I'm not taking you to an ATM. Once again, it's not safe. And we were like, we just came from Mexico City.
Right.
We'll be fine.
We were like, and we just broke it down because we used the old initials. Of Mexico.
DF.
We were like, we're from the DF. Don't worry about
It's
it.
fine.
We
Like,
got, we good. We good.
We good. But can we
Get actual money.
Can you just take us to, do you want money? If you want money, we need money. So can we do a money thing? So he was like, I'm gonna take y'all to Walmart.
Walmart. You
Walmart.
have to know what it is.
Walmart. Okay, so we go to, because Costa Ricans don't get all the way to the end of the word. Like so many of us around the world, we don't get out all the way to the end of the word. That's, you know what we mean. You know.
Yes.
You don't need the end of that word. Anyhow, we get to Walmart and there's an ATM. It's the same bank as the one in the airport. But we're like, we're gonna try it, it's a different location. The bank basically told her she ain't have $50 in the bank. The bank basically was like, Charles Schwab said you do not have $50. And you can't, so
no, bye.
and she was like, no, I have some money. Okay, so we go inside the Walmart because our driver has told us that there are multiple ATMs, but there's only one that we can see so far. We go inside. I ask it information, where is the ATM? And they're like, it's out there. And I was like, no, that doesn't work. And they're like, oh, well, there's another one by the exit. So we go to the one by the exit. They had a cartoon character on the ATM. I couldn't tell if it was like a house or a bird.
I thought it was a dinosaur.
It was a cartoon. A very like, it was hard to tell what, it was unclear what the cartoon character was, but it was a cartoon character. But it worked. At this point, I have left my ATM. I grabbed my wallet to go inside Walmart, but I forgot, but I didn't put my ATM card back in the wallet after the last time. So I was like, please. Mommy, can I have some cash?
There you go, boo.
And so where we are now is across the street from a Scotia Bank. So we go, even if you don't love Scotia Bank, we love money.
Anytime.
We
We're
go.
just trying to get some.
We don't go get some.
We just want to eat.
The driver takes us to the house. There's a gate. There's a security booth. Ain't nobody with a security booth. There's a camera. We don't know where the man behind the camera is. But he's basically like, what y'all want?
It's really a they them because we weren't actually sure what it was. Oz was back there.
Oz was back there. What y'all want? And we're like, we just need to get inside. Get inside. The door to the Airbnb is unlocked, which I really hate. I hate it less in a space like that where it's behind a gate. There's a security booth, which maybe is manned, maybe is or womaned. This is all happening Saturday afternoon. This is about like 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. We're trying to figure this out. The bank in the airport is empty at 2 in the afternoon on a Saturday. Yes, Anita, Oz.
She's Auntie M.
It's a mess. Okay, so we get inside. We open the door. Now, we are trying to move. She has a small backpack and like a tote carry-on bag, 2 big suitcases. I have a carry-on, like one roller bag, small roller bag, and a larger backpack. There are stairs. Her suitcases weigh
25 kilos. En punto. Not really. They weigh 24
yeah.
kilos, about 50 pounds.
But like, you know when a suitcase might not be, like it might not be overweight, but it feels like it's packed with rocks? She had a rock suitcase. 2 rock suitcases.
Yes.
So we drag her up the stairs. She opens the door and says something like, "Oh," and I was like, I know what O sounds like. I know her well enough to know, but that O wasn't like, oh. It was like, oh, okay. So we drag stuff up the stairs. We are in a public space right now, and I hear someone coming in. So if you see people behind us, don't worry about it. It's just we're in the VIP lounge because we are VIPs.
Because, yes.
We're not actually VIPs, but we know VIPs.
This is important. Important facts.
Woo. Okay, D says this is why I always get a little bit of money exchange in the airport. I know I'm gonna get got, but at least you have some cash. Yes,
we tried.
We got at the exchange rate, and I was like, I don't carry cash like that because I always just go to the ATM. I've never, in all my travels, been to an airport where I could not get. I might not have been able to get cash from the first ATM, but I can get cash at another somewhere in the airport.
By the third time, you're thinking, I'm gonna get some cash.
No,
not in San Jose at 2 p.m. on Saturday.
If it was 2 a.m., I would be like, okay, they ran out. 2 p.m. Y'all ain't got no. What y'all doing? Anyhow, okay, so we get there. Remember, I'm just the first part of the trip. She has her children coming. And her lover. Putting all your business in the streets. Her lover will be showing up later in her month of caring. We drag all the stuff upstairs. All the stuff into the floor. And then there's a windy, curvy staircase going upstairs.
Right in your face, though.
You open the door,
bad
open the door, and there's a staircase, a curly staircase going up.
For all y'all feng shui doers, practitioners, it was just the most horrible door opening experience to have a staircase, and it's like the back of the staircase because
it's the curving.
Yes. So you have this back of the staircase like right in your face when you open the door.
Mm-hmm. Winnie, we are in Costa Rica. You can see them cleaning the glass.
They're cleaning the window. They're very clean.
That's very clean. Okay, so I have to sit down. I don't care. I'm tired. It's been a long trip. I'm hot. I've been to too many Walmart. It's too much.
She's 2 steps away from hangry, which she was very clear on.
I was very clear.
Got the memo. On
the way to the place, I was like, I need to get some food very quickly. So she's like, okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna walk to a place because the driver was like you can find some place to eat. We're in a suburb of San Jose, Escazu, and he was like, Escazu Centro is right there. You just walk a couple blocks when you're there. Anyhow, so I'm like, we need to go, and she's like, okay. She starts like undoing stuff in her suitcase, and she's taking it upstairs. She don't understand. She's not. She understands, but she doesn't fully comprehend that like I'm reaching the stabbing point. I'm getting close to stabbing.
But I'm fast because that's how we move in the Boogie Down Bronx, where we from. I got moves. But I'm thinking I can push the limits because guess what? I have plátanos in my bag.
She did have a bag full of snacks.
Right? I have plátanos. I have
you had peanuts. Okay.
Right? I know I got snacks.
So she takes stuff upstairs and she comes back down and she says, he's not gonna like it. He's not gonna like it. The fact that she said he's not gonna like it twice, I was like, I have not been upstairs yet. Because I just want to leave the door. I just want to head out and get food. I have not gone upstairs. She come back and she's like, he's not gonna like it. He's not gonna like it. I was like, so she's going around now. She's looking at all the things that are not up to standards, and like she's like, we need to move to another place. This is where I shall do a reenactment. Welcome to my reenactment of Angel. This is not gonna work. I'm gonna have to go tell Airbnb this is not okay. Oh no, we're leaving. We're finding a new place. And I was like, how about, is this after we came back?
No, You told
before
me,
we left.
how about I get something to eat and then think about it?
I said,
Reassess.
I said, why don't we get some food and you reassess after you've eaten? Because I know she gets hangry too. I'm visionless at this point. I can't. I'm so hungry. I can't. But I'm like, I know you get hangry, and this. It sounds like there's hanger. It sounds. Hey, Peaceful Sisters, thanks for joining the membership. You gonna see me live after this. After this, Peaceful Sister 08. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. We walk a block and a half. We don't see anything that looks like a centro. We look on the map, and it's a whole bunch of scattered restaurants all over the place. And by restaurants, we mean like it's a McDonald's over here and a KFC over here. And we're like, and it looks like it's gonna rain. So we're like, let's go back to the house so we don't get caught in the rain. We don't have caught in the rain energy. Let's go back to the house so we don't get caught in the rain and just order from Uber Eats. Because little man on the plane told me that Uber Eats is a great way to get food around here. My little man.
Little boy, little child.
Even today at breakfast, there was a cutie, and I was like, you see him? And she was like, he's young too, leave him alone. And I was like, what? How old does he have to be?
These babies.
How old does he have to be?
He needs Rosita money. And
Well, yes.
they don't have it. And so
The
therefore
man
it's a setup.
working in the restaurant in the hotel probably does not have.
Rosita money.
But what does he have?
He had body for days.
He had body for days. He did. He did, right? And sometimes sacrifices must be made,
Okay.
right?
There's always an exchange.
There's always an exchange. Anyhow, so she hung. So we get some food.
I will say this, that we just, even on the way from the airport to Escazu, we weren't feeling it anyway. Like, it wasn't giving us, like, we didn't see everything there was to see in Escazu anyway, but it was feeling very suburbanish without feeling fabulous in any kind of way.
We were told Escazu was very fancy. Her lover told her,
That this was the place to be.
you will be staying in Escazu. We will be staying in Escazu. And I was like, wherever he said, I've met him. I know him. He is my people. So I was like, wherever he says we need to stay, that's where we're staying. Auntie Lou said, I'm a willing sugar mama. No. There will be no sugar. There might be some mama. Not gonna be no sugar. None of that. Anyhow, okay, so on the way out there, we're looking for like the vibes and the fabulousness. We were in the burbs.
No vibes, no fabulous.
No vibes, no fabulousness. It was like, it wasn't walkable.
There was some people walking their dogs.
There were people walking. That was the only walking you saw. It wasn't like, oh, I can walk to get her. No. Even on the drive out, we didn't see any restaurants. We didn't see. There was no like Centro. I don't know what he was talking
There was
about.
Walmart.
There was Walmart, and there was a mall right by Walmart. So we're going. We eat. We order. She's complaining at this point, and I was like, "What if you just looked at the menu of Uber Eats and saw the restaurants and picked a place to eat? Just pick a place to eat. Just pick a place to eat, and then we'll figure." She was like, "I would like food from this vegan place, the raw vegan place." It wasn't even vegan. It was just raw. I want this raw restaurant. I want food. I want something from here. When I saw it on the map, I said to her, "You gonna drag me here at some point?" But I didn't expect her to order it from Uber Eats. But it really was like you can go to McDonald's on Uber Eats or KFC. There were some donut places. It wasn't a good neighborhood for food. She said the raw place. Now they had a poke bowl. I got it. It was good. She got some good food. After we ate, I was like, okay, now I feel good enough to go explore this house. Tell the people about the house.
It didn't get better with food. We could have been at the damn buffet and was not, okay, look, we're gonna agree that different people have different standards, so I don't wanna be on here fronting like it wouldn't be just fine for some people.
That did not make it better. The way you said that did not make what you're about to say any better.
No.
That didn't happen.
Here's the thing, right? The password for the Wi-Fi was abuelito. That was a clue. The woman, the host left clues. We get upstairs after the second round. At the second round, I realized I wasn't making up this bed situation because she got on the bed and said it was like a bunch of books.
With a sheet over it.
With a
It's like
sheet.
someone, because she was like, no. Before, I went upstairs before we left. I sat on the bed and I was like, yeah, that's not comfortable. But like, we've all slept in an uncomfortable bed. She was like, my kids aren't sleeping in this bed. My man, my lover, he's not gonna sleep in this bed.
No, and he's got mouth, so that would have just been, it would have been torture. The thing is that the bed was, we broke it down. Bed mattresses had ticking in the 1900s. We're talking about 1970s.
Maybe 1980s.
It was between 1970 and 1999.
My
At
best
some point.
guess, okay, she thinks this was abuelo's old mattresses, and that's why the password's abuelo. My best guess is like either of those mattresses have been in the family for decades, or those mattresses made it to them right before they made it. Like someone was dragging the mattress out to the trash, and they were like, "No, we'll take that." Someone driving by in a truck was like, "No, don't throw that away. Don't throw that away. I'm gonna buy that.
Oh.
The mattress, every mattress in that place was next level uncomfortable. I was like, well, no, but I'm hopeful. So I'm like, if you were really, 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 because she was like, I can't sleep on this, and I was like, if you ran a marathon, if you went out and got really, 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 really tired, you sleep in that. Patty said, I hope no one passed in that bed. She already said abuelito passed away. She was like, abuelito passed away in this bed.
No, seriously, Patty.
It's not.
I'm having, it gave me vibes of somebody. That's why I pull the sheet back. Always pull the sheets back. Check your beds.
She pulled the sheet back. At this point, she's like, no, I'm taking photos. I'm going to be taking photos and sending them to Airbnb.
You have to document everything.
Because she's already decided. She has not said this out loud, this part, but I know, because I know her. She's decided that we leave in. It don't matter if the money comes back or not. We leave.
Absolutely.
Will not be staying here. I was like, now I'm here. I'm freeloading on this vacation. So I was like, okay, where are we going? Oh, I'm just sitting here like, all right. So we go upstairs. We're wandering around. Air mattresses sound pretty good right now. Yes, air mattresses would have been better.
Absolutely.
Although your man could not get up off the air mattress.
He would not.
he would have
been like, I'm staying at the Intercontinental.
He literally would have, we
Please
talked
visit.
about this. He would have been like, I'm going to go to a hotel. If you'd like to come with me, you can come.
Oh, no, actually, you were accurate when you said, the kids don't feel comfortable.
Yes. The
So
kids
we'll
don't
be
like it
staying.
here. So we will be leaving. If you want to stay on this air mattress, on this ridiculously lumpy, hard and lumpy mattress, you can. But we will not be staying here. So she calls him. I can hear her. And she's doing the like, damsel. She hits damsel in distress so quickly.
I don't like it here.
Exactly that.
You got to throw in puppy, too. Puppy. It's really bad.
And I'm just sitting here. There's an outside patio, which was actually very beautiful. And I sit outside that patio, and I can hear it, and I'm like, this ain't my business. Wherever I end up is where I end up. She's like, I'm just gonna find a place I'm gonna find an Airbnb, and I'm like, at this point, it's like 5 o'clock. You don't find an Airbnb for the same day, but you can stay in for like 20 days? I was like, my concern is that we go to an Airbnb and you feel the same way about it. Because this place doesn't have air conditioning, it's hot. Windows are open. The windows are just open.
Did we skip the bugs?
We haven't gotten to the bugs yet. We didn't skip them.
Okay.
We noticed when we get inside, when she goes upstairs with the first load of clothes, because her suitcase is too heavy to bring it up the way it is. She goes upstairs with the first load. She's like, it's very hot up there. Because I walk in and I was like, are those open windows? There's no air conditioning? Because it's hot. So I go upstairs. I walk through her room. There's a huge closet. I walk in the bathroom. There's a shower. The shower looks like it used to be a different color.
Oh.
Like, you know what? It's like, it's not like it looks, it doesn't look dirty, but it looks like over the years, it has just absorbed dirt that can't be taken out. It can't come out. And the way it's set up, you know those showers that don't have any walls, and the shower, the water just runs into the room? Which would be fine if it was facing away, if the shower head was facing away from everything. But the way the shower head was facing, it was facing towards the sink. So if you had someone at the sink and you were in the shower, there's a good chance they're going to get wet with that. Now, Beloved does not share bathrooms. With her kids,
See all this hair?
with that man,
It means that
She
I've
don't-
lived long enough to know myself.
she don't share bathrooms. And so there's probably nobody going to be in the bathroom with her, but maybe there would be. Like, it was chaos. Like, you're going to wet up all your stuff on the sink when you're taking a shower.
Oh, like the toilet paper, everything gets wet. Just things that are not supposed to be wet get wet.
It just didn't look right. And then she was like, look down, that's dirt. There's dirt in the shower. You go to the other bathroom, there's dirt on the floor in the other bathroom.
But there was a nice little gift.
There were two loofahs and a half-used bar of soap.
Do they call
In the
those
shower.
plastic things
The
loofahs?
plastic loofahs. Yes, the plastic loofahs.
Because that's not my idea of a loofah.
The plastic loofahs.
When you said loofah, I was like, okay, that's a nice gift. They're very expensive.
I said they left loofahs in the bathroom, and she was like, let me go see them. I'm gonna go get some more water for you. So we can.
Yeah, so now here I am, looking at these plastic loofahs and thinking, I can't imagine the bacteria. That's actually what I'm thinking. Like, it's just, it's really ugly. It's not looking like anybody can stay here. And I know she's painting a picture like it's all about me and how I was just so disgusted, but this is your girl's channel. I know you know that. Oh, but the funny thing was that she was trying to act relaxed about it. Like she could stay the week.
I'm freeloading. I can sleep anywhere.
No.
There got to be a
know.
point. When I saw her shower, I was like, oh, this isn't gonna work. And then, oh no, about that shower, that puff, the loofah was definitely used. That was not new. Multiple bathrooms in a pandemic, had bar soap. The only choice to wash my hands in a pandemic is
Rat.
is
It's not new.
used bar soap. Please, we don't. Mm-mm. Okay, so then we get to my room where I'm supposed to be sleeping.
This was the pièce de résistance.
And there's a tiny ants. There's a row of ants walking down the bed. Just
Making their way across the
40, 50 ants. Just, why are you? You're not in the kitchen. Of all places, you're on the bed. What is in the bed sheets that these ants are like, this is where we need to be? They're not. We don't see them on the floor, but it's a wood floor. They could have been blending in. We saw them on the white comforter, and that's when I was like, okay, so my bags are packed. I know you unpacked. You took stuff out of places and did something. You did a little bit of unpacking. I didn't. My bags are still packed. Okay, we're in Costa Rica, or Nosta Rica, as Krishan from Black Set Global calls it. She was thinking of moving here, and her trip was a disaster. So no, Anita, we did not pull the sheets back. We just got our stuff. My stuff was still downstairs.
The
Still in my
bones on the
suitcase.
bed was enough.
That's what I was
had
like.
pulled the sheets back already on one and discovered a 1970s mattress. There was no need to further explore what was underneath that bed sheet. What was underneath that?
No, so I was like, this isn't gonna work. And she's already done that. And I know Poppy, so I know that we gonna be fine. I ain't worried. He not gonna have his girl out here.
Or his counsel.
I am his lawyer. And by that, I just what I mean is that for the right price, I tell her she's wrong, and she'd be like, this happened, and I'm like, well, it sounds like he was right. Sounds like he was right. Sounds like my client made the right choice. Well, I'm upset that you were wrong.
This is our friendship.
Gentlemen, for the right price, I'll tell your girl that too. Come through. Make a donation. Make a donation to the microphone fund. I'll tell your girl she's wrong all the time. Even before I met him, I was like, sounds like he knows what he's doing. And now I'm up in a fancy hotel. Because he was not going to let me be in the streets. I don't know about her. Poppy.
Poppy went through.
I didn't hear Poppy. What I heard was, I don't like it. I said, oh, well, we'll be moving soon. We'll be moving soon. And so
she was like, I'm getting the Uber. Where are we going?
She said, oh, he's booking us. Not he has booked us. He is booking us into this hotel. I said, oh, well, the Uber will be here in 18 minutes. I said, clickety click clack. Y'all know who know me. If you've gone out to eat with me, if you've gone out in public with me, you know I'm real quick with the Uber. Real quick with the Uber. She said he is booking us into, and I said, Uber will be here.
Note is that Uber is quasi not official here.
That's what we've been told by my man.
We were not sure what was going to show up, if anything was going to show up.
Now, we came to the place in a was it a Land Rover? It was very, very beautiful, very luxe. It was nice.
Thanks,
the driver
Roxanne.
came. Thanks, Roxanne, for, finding it. We got picked up to leave the place. I literally looked at her and I said, is this going to make it? It was a Volkswagen van of many shades, pieces missing. The pieces that were there were many shades of black. Multiple shades of, they weren't all original parts. All different shades. The noise it made. But you know what? It got us. It rescued us. It was like a drag. A man on horseback came with a carriage.
You know what?
Take us to the next thing.
The carriage had a couple of little things going on.
It got us out of there. I said, okay. I said, I don't know if it's going to make it, but it's going to get us away from it's going to get us from point A to point something. Maybe not point B. It's going to get us to point something. It got us here safely. We got downstairs of the hotel, and Fernando came out with a luggage cart, started speaking English. I was like, I can't get Spanish. He said, no Spanish. So at this point, I'm so tired that not having to translate, I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I'm okay. He was like, I said, I don't get Spanish. He said, no. I said, you know what, Fernando? It's okay.
We're going to do just fine.
We check in, beautiful room, beautiful view. I'm not gonna tell you what hotel we're in because we're here now. And we've slandered the city enough, the country enough that we don't want people randomly showing up mad. Because then people will show up mad in the comments about this. Sorry, y'all, but this is what happened.
It's not a slander against the country. It's just
a slander against our experience.
Our experience.
Our 24 hours in the country.
Thus far.
Yes. Okay, so
because things changed immediately.
Fernando was like,
amazing.
Take you upstairs, you check in. We go upstairs, we check in our room. Immediately, we've left the front desk, we've gone to our room. A phone call, the phone rings. Mis amigas. It's all in Spanish, but I understand. I just want to let you know that there's a VIP lounge and you have access to it. And there's happy hour all night, and there's this, and there's food, and there's this, and then you have free breakfast every morning. And I was like, okay. Okay. We were like, happy hour. Beloved was like, I don't usually like the drinks in happy hour. I told you I was going to talk about you. I was acting her out all day yesterday. I can't sleep here. My children will not sleep here. That was my drama for her yesterday. That was my reenactment of her.
I am so much smoother than that. You know that's over the top.
He will not sleep here. Yes, Poppy hooked us up. They know Poppy's name. They do not know our names.
But
not in this hotel. We don't. Aisha, I hate you. Join the channel, the membership. We're gonna do more story times. We do private videos for the membership. And clothes stay on. but there might be some feet. There's no feet. There's no feet. But if I can figure out a way to monetize feet pics,
There's a way. There's always a way.
it's not the YouTube membership. So we get here. We go to the happy hour, and there's champagne
And a good quality.
There's
not
bubbles.
champagne.
There's bubbles.
It's
She,
not
I knew
champagne.
she was going to correct
It's
me.
sparkling wine, but it's a very nice bottle of sparkling wine.
Now you know you extra fancy when you got to be like, pause. It wasn't actually champagne.
We want to be clear. We're trying to.
It's not
we're trying to
actually
disseminate
from champagne.
information.
I want you all to know that it was a bubble. It was bubble.
Yes.
It was not champagne. She said, I know my champagne, and that was not champagne.
It was a bubbly. It was a nice bubbly. It was a very respectable.
She was not upset.
And it's
And the food was good.
food was excellent, actually.
Breakfast this morning was good. The view was gorgeous. I'm gonna show y'all some of the view. Just turn this real quick and show y'all. The view from here isn't. No, this is the bad side. I'll post a photo later of a better view.
Beautiful.
Yes.
That's how you roll when Bobby's involved.
Yes.
Oh, you know him.
Poppy said, absolutely not. Because he also, he would have come while you were staying in the house.
Oh,
And that would have, she
A
would have
hot
been
mess. I would have had to send his ass
when
home.
he's unhappy,
It's too much for me.
he is vocal about his displeasure.
It's too much. For those of you with high maintenance men, I know you feel my pain.
He was. We were joking that if her kids, because her kids were gonna come early, if her kids came and saw what it looked like, they would have been like, "We need to leave before he gets here. We need to go somewhere else."
Yes.
Because he's gonna.
Oh yes, there would have been moderation involved.
He's not gonna like this, mommy. He's not gonna like this.
Why, Mom? Why you want to start something, Mom? This is supposed to be a peaceful vacation.
You can stay here, but he can't. He can't stay.
Look, Mom, I already texted, so we're leaving tomorrow.
So everything about her, I'll put her on blast a little more. Is she's like, I can stay anywhere. I'm fine. She's like, he's the high maintenance one. I'm real easy. I just, I'm good. I'm good in every hood. She walked up the stairs into the place and just said, "Oh," and I'm still going up the stairs, and I hear the "oh," and I was like, "We in trouble now." When I heard, because it wasn't. I tell you, it wasn't like a "oh." It was like a "oh."
I just saw more work.
It wasn't. There was nothing on the face besides the ants. There was nothing on the face of it that was like, this is a horrible choice. How could you rent it out? But it was like all the little things added up to you put no. There's no art. There's no nothing. It's literally just blank wall. They were like, we have put a bed in each room.
A
Good luck, God
horrifying
bless.
bed.
We have put a terrible mattress in each room. Mazel tov. That is what. Someone rented this place or bought this place. I was like, we're going to use it to make money. No, yes, no AC. Some mild there are some fans.
And really, upon inspection, it just was dirty. It wasn't
Yes.
deeply cleaned. For one thing, I mean, that's just disrespectful, right? You don't want to come in and let's just say we were going to be cooking. I
In that kitchen?
I like hiring a cook, right?
Say it again.
I like hiring a cook. Listen to what I'm saying though. Hiring a cook, especially when you have a family, is it's a game changer, y'all. It's a game. Why have a kitchen? Hire a cook, have them cook meals, either do meal prep or do a couple of.
On vacation.
Right, you're on vacation. You're on vacation, right? You don't have to get up necessarily to eat out every meal. If there's something when you have a teenage boy, trust me, so helpful. Anyway, why are you looking at me crazy?
I like to hire a cook when I'm on vacation.
First of all, you're in Latin America, right? You're gonna living, who can be blessed by your being able to hire them. It's a great opportunity all around. It allows you to really get a flavor of where you are. It allows you to get a flavor where you like the flavor of where you are. And I would not want my cook to be in that kitchen.
The trash can in the kitchen did not have a bag. It was just a trash can, a bagless trash. So I was like, no, this can't be where, this round thing under the sink can't be where the trash goes because there's no fresh, clean bag. It's just a container. And I'm looking around in the kitchen and looking around, and there's no other trash can. It's just this receptacle under the sink.
And also you can't really provide a smell of a place when you're doing an Airbnb, but you know a place just doesn't smell. It smelled old in there. Like it didn't smell like mothballs, but it smelled like it wasn't fresh. Here's a thing. When you walk into an Airbnb, like it should smell like fabuloso. Like that's what it should smell like. Right.
Yeah, that's what okay. The lady said her cleaning lady cleaned it 2 weeks ago.
So what, the smell of fabuloso had been
2 months ago.
Evaporated?
The lady cleaned it. Because there's literally there's not like
a fine layer of dust.
There's a fine layer of dust everywhere, but there's also large
bugs.
Large bugs. There's some flying things around. Maybe like we saw dirt on the floor that might have been like the quarter size, like my fingernail divided in 4 little squares, and throw like 20 of those on the floor in each of the bathrooms. And we were like, what? Why would there be no? Anyhow, so I know at this point, I'm like, hey, did you? She's like, oh yeah, I already talked to Airbnb. Before we left, Beloved had her money back.
Yeah, it was no contesting whatsoever. Like it was just, and I've not had that. I've had to go.
I just realized we're gonna talk about all these Airbnb experiences. We're gonna talk. That's what we're doing today. Yes, we are. I'm taking you through your trauma. Today we're gonna talk about her trauma and how she gets through it. We are. It's going to be cathartic. You're going to work through the pain. I'm going to help you.
No, we're not.
She's a life coach, and she's going to demonstrate to her clients, current and future, about how to walk through your personal pain and share your story for other people's healing and benefit.
Well, I just tell my clients to keep it real. I'm like, let it out, girl.
Let it out, girl.
Don't hold it in.
I've
already let it out.
Okay,
I've let
you
it
let
out.
you let out this one. We're gonna let out some more. She's had some terrible Airbnb experiences. We're gonna talk about them. This is not what the plan was. Okay, so let's talk about how you bounce back from that. You sent her a message and was like, this place is janky. And you sent Airbnb a message with the photos and the video. When we saw the ants, I was like, do video, not a photo, do video.
Correct.
Do a video of the ants walking.
Yes. The key really to getting to bouncing back is not waiting, because it's not gonna ever get better. Do not fool yourself into thinking you can eat a meal and feel better about it. Don't fool yourself into thinking that there's some things that would have been okay. Like, let's just say there was that light film of cleaning that needed to be done. We could have said, okay, you know what, tomorrow, send the cleaning woman and this can be resolved. But there are certain things that are just not going to be resolved, like a bed that's horrifying, an odor. If you smell an odor and it does not seem right, it's not going to probably get right.
Why were the ants on the bed? What in the bed was attracting the ants? Because I could not, in that room, I did not see ants anywhere else except the bed. What was on the bed?
In the
Skin
bed?
cells? What was on the bed that the ants? Was there food in the bed? What was on the bed that the ants were like, this is where we need to be? Because ants go
to water and food.
So what is happening on the ants were where I was like, okay, so my bags. What did Poppy say? Every once in a while I just checked in and I'm like, so what are we doing? I would just be like, I'm here minding my business. I know you handling this. But are like, what's happening? Okay. So before we even left, the Airbnb host did not contest it. They did not argue. Before we even left, money was
restored.
Was
back. A full refund was in effect. And so that's the thing, is handle it quickly and get out. If you can't find like a place that you know you can land, a landing pad. Also, I think having the support from outside when you're in it, it can be really overwhelming. So having a support person that can kind of help you through, like I was like, oh, we just need one night. And she was like, I think 2 nights is best.
I was like, if we get one night at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're going to have to leave and go to another place. Are we going to have a place we like at 10 a.m. in the morning? And she's like, you think we should do 2 nights? I said, yeah. Poppy said, here's 3. Poppy said, she told him one night and he booked us into 3. And I was like, I like him.
Yes.
Like
So having somebody that's more level-headed, maybe either within your party or, you know, just that's part of what being involved in a community is about, which is what you do is so important. It is about creating
Yes.
community that you can bounce it off, especially like-minded people. You have like-minded people that are like, you're gonna want this, this is gonna be best for you at the time. Because sometimes you're so shaken up by the experience or you're exhausted, like we were. We had traveled all day, we were exhausted. We're traveling in another language, so our brain is constantly trying to function on another level. Sometimes it's just exhausting, so having somebody to bounce ideas off is really important.
And I think the part that for me was important was that I was like, I could be all right here. And she was like, is that how you want to live? Like, do you want to be all right? Like, do you want your vacation to be like, it was all right? Like, this is before I saw the ants. Before I saw the ants, I was like, I mean, the bed's not, the bed is not comfortable, but I can fall asleep in it. And she was like, you want to live, you talk about living a first class life, you want to live a first class life. What about this is first class? And I was like, I'm freeloading. Like, you just tell me where I'm sleeping.
But
Just
even
tell
in
me.
that, right? Like,
Even in that,
when
yes.
when you travel with people and they know you and what your expectations are, and you travel with people who you know are also like-minded. Like, it would have been different had she gone on a vacation with a backpacker. That might have been more of what the expectation would
I
have been.
wouldn't have done that.
But you see what
I
I'm saying?
wouldn't
You're
have
gonna
done
go with, like, this is what knowing your community is. And even within a community, there's gonna be sub-communities. There's gonna be people that are traveling on a certain budget. There are gonna be people that are traveling looking for a certain type of experience, you know, an outdoor experience. People that travel in certain, like eating certain foods, so want cultural experiences. So really being able to hash that out is how you bounce back. People that know you and kind of can call you back from the edge, because we were frazzled.
Last night, okay, so before we got here, she was like, I have a house. I rent a house. That's literally all I know. And then she came over on Friday before we left. And I was like, do you have anything planned? Because I didn't do any research, I didn't plan anything. And she was like, no. And we were like, okay, we'll we can travel together, because I know that if she has a house, I don't have to ask, is it a certain stand? It's fine. Like, it's gonna be at her standard. And if it's not, clearly we're gonna do something about it, right? I don't have to ask, like, what is planned, because we're okay. We know that, like, after this video, we have no plans. After this video, we're going to figure out what to do. And we have kind of some plans for tomorrow, and I'm gonna reach out to my doctor friend and get some more information. We'll figure it out, right? That's what I know about her, and that's why I was comfortable not asking any questions. Some other people, I would have questions. And I think that's important as well, like knowing who you're traveling with. And so when you get to a place, you're not surprised if their standards are different than yours. You're not like, neither one of us was like, oh no, it's great. I was just like, I ain't book it. I'm not involved, so I'm gonna let you handle this while I sit outside, because I don't wanna sit inside. I don't wanna sit inside. I was literally like outside. The couches in the living room were not bad. The living room was the nicest part. They had like decorative pillows and stuff. You got upstairs and they were like, that was just for show, baby. That downstairs living room was just for show.
We hope you do a lot of drinking, because
I went into the downstairs bathroom to wash my hands. She had just gone into the downstairs bathroom and washed her hands. there was no more water. We used the downstairs bathroom one time, and it was out of water. Probably means that water that you use has been sitting in the pipe for like, since the last 2 weeks. Who knows? Since the clean, who knows how long the water been sitting in the pipes. But when I turned on, there was no water. There's no, you're advertising this place as having 3 bathrooms and one of them doesn't have water. That's not a bathroom. If I try to flush the toilet, will that work? Because the sink isn't working. Will the toilet work? I don't know. She got kids. She got like 47 kids. I can't.
I have 3 children.
It feels like 47 sometimes, though, don't it? Don't it?
At some stages, yes.
Yes.
Currently, I'm living my best life.
Yes.
I feel fabulous. I have just enough kids.
Okay, so you just had a lovely experience in Mexico City,
Yes.
in the Condesa neighborhood,
Yes.
at an Airbnb. But before that lovely experience,
Why did we have to go here? No.
you had a different experience. And I want people to learn from the mistakes you made. I have made this mistake too, but it's not as fresh and not as terrible. Let's talk about your terrible experience. It involves, wait for it, a man.
Okay. So, I booked this place in Condesa, and I have this idea that I can share a place. Not a bathroom. I'm sharing a place with a woman, and in my mind, the shared place has its own bathroom.
Did Airbnb say that?
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know where you would check that you'd have your own bathroom.
I don't think I think if they don't say it in the description, I think there's no like check this filter for this.
There
I think you have to have it in the
because
description.
In my mind, I'm thinking there's just no way
So
you would share a bathroom.
I think it's fair to say that at least one of us on this couch is bougie. At least one of us.
First of all,
And bougie thought that a room in a home was going to work for her.
with a bathroom, a room
With a
and
bathroom.
a bathroom, and I'm thinking that it's a woman from Chiapas, and I was on my way to Chiapas. Wow, what a coincidence!
The universe is telling you something.
The universe is speaking to me, and I listen. So I go, and the building is old. It's on a very popular street on Condesa, like probably the most popular street on Condesa. It's right near a spa that I actually like. It's actually in the same building as the spa that I like. And I get to the building, and right away, vibras, right? Vibras, like not feeling it at all. But I go in, and there's security. The security, God bless him. I don't know what he would have done had anything come down, but
You do not feel very secure with the security
was-
guard? 85?
you know
I know.
him.
I know that security guard. I know all them security guards.
You know him.
They look
yes.
like, I am here to make sure ain't no riffraff getting in, and when riffraff gets in, I'm just gonna yell at the riffraff, because I can't get out this chair. I can't get out this chair, so I'm just gonna yell at the riffraff.
You know him. So yes, your friend, the security guard,
Yep.
was there, and I was like, clearly, please do not even attempt to help me with these bags because they weigh 50 pounds.
And when you break a hip,
And your
I can't.
hernia surgery will be more than
Any kind of tip, right? Like, I can't-
currently
It's not worth
am
it,
not
baby. Just
wanting
stay
to foot.
seated.
So just thank you so much, please. Go in. The apartment is fine. It's not fancy, but I can sleep anywhere. Thank you. It's not fancy, and I can sleep. I can manage this.
You heard it here, people. I can sleep anywhere.
So I go in, and I have a room, and there's a bathroom. Okay, the bathroom is not adjoining. It's not a master suite, so I'm already like, okay, so I have to come out of the bathroom. But hey, it's just me and this lady. Until it's not.
Because what she hadn't thought about, and which I actually never really think about, I don't do shared spaces, but I hadn't thought about it in this sense. If you can rent out one room, you can rent out 2 rooms.
Horrifying.
A man.
Okay. I love men. I've given birth to one, and I have a lover who happens to be one, and I think men are fabulous. But I don't spend time in the restroom, nor do I share a restroom with either of those men who I love literally with all of my heart. Homeboy shows up, and I'm like inside just screaming, like I can't handle this.
Pause. All of this stuff is happening, and I hear from her. I'm gonna have to tell you the story, but I need to wait till I'm on the other side. I can't tell you the story until I leave. And I was like, oh, she going through, like she can't even tell me parts of the story. She cannot tell me about this experience until it's over. So we're visiting some trauma. Sorry.
I took one shower the entire time I was there because that was a day before. And then this gentleman showed up, and I'm sure he's a perfectly fine gentleman.
He's not.
That he is a pig.
He's not a perfect gentleman. You'll hear why in a minute. He's not a perfectly fine gentleman.
Just we're sharing a bathroom, and I know a lot about this man now. I don't want to know his bathroom habits. I don't even want to know my son's bathroom habits or my man's bathroom habits. But I know this man's bathroom habits, and I'm not happy. So
let's back up a second. There's a cat with an eye infection that's untreated, and so it's got globbity gloop. The cat's eye is globbity glooping all over the place.
Which is breaking my heart, and I'm like, I would call the authorities, but
it's in Mexico City. They're probably gonna be like, "Is a cat inside? Shoot, that cat got the good life."
But still, my heart was achy for the cat because just get that baby some medicine.
He went to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Number dos. And what did he skip doing?
Why would I know what he did?
Why would you know what he did
in
the middle of the night?
If you go to the bathroom, nobody should know what your business was. Like man, woman.
She knows what he did in the middle of the night because he could not be bothered to flush the toilet. That man took a dump. She for real slayed here. Took a dump in the toilet and did not flush it in a shared bathroom in an Airbnb. I thought she was like, it's hooker showers in the room. No, she was like, I can't.
So I'm on my way out. Fortunately, he was only in there. When I called, because obviously I was devastated, and I called, and the woman's like, oh, I'm so sorry, and I'll make sure that he cleans up. He didn't clean up.
If you're not flushing, you're not cleaning.
Right. So he
and you're not washing your hands.
We're
in a shared space. It's a pandemic. If you're not flushing, I know.
It's just so horrifying.
What was the ethnic identity of this man? You could say it.
He was a brother. He was a black man.
I had no idea. I assumed he was not.
Yes, he was a brother.
Who is raising you?
And he came to live in Mexico City. So I want to put a little warning out there.
You know I'm gonna run into him at some point.
Please, really check your sources. Ladies, if you're out there, and he was a good-looking brother. I ain't gonna lie. Had some body. Face was all right, but
if you don't flush, he don't wash his hands.
Yeah, be on the alert, because he out there somewhere about to live in Mexico City.
No, I really, y'all, you know what I thought. You know I did not think she was gonna say that. You know I thought. Anywho,
I really, really was disappointed, and yes, they usually blame mom, but you know what? Sometimes mom does the job and kid is just out there. Lady, your son is out there not flushing toilets, doing God knows what.
Sharing bathrooms with women they don't know and not flushing toilets in the middle of the night.
Anyway, the maid ended up showing up and the bathroom was clean, but I was already traumatized. So
Yeah, Greta, he don't wash his behind. If you don't flush, he don't wash his behind.
Oh, I just can't.
It's
I
crispy
can't.
and crunchy back
I
there.
can't.
It is.
I can't.
It's not
The
good.
good thing is that also, like, as soon as he left, everything did get washed. Like, it was a serious wipe down, but just the experience, I was definitely traumatized. And just also for what I learned is just to pay attention. Like, you can't make any assumptions about, like, I will never share a space again. That's what I know. I will never share a space again.
Part of your bounce back is learning
Right.
from yourself that you are not a shared space person.
And I knew I wasn't really a shared bathroom person, but I didn't know. You have to assume that it's just, you have to assume the worst
Yes.
case scenarios.
I accidentally booked it, because I know I'm not a shared space person, so I accidentally shared a space once, and it was only one other bedroom, and the hallway bathroom was just mine. Like I got there and there was just a woman, and she was like, yeah, I mentioned, and my husband will be home at, and I was like, he's not listed as like a co-host on Airbnb, so he should not be here. I'm going to write to Airbnb that your husband ain't allowed to be here while I'm here. I was just like, they were very nice. The woman was lovely, but I stayed in the house. I stayed in my room basically when her husband was there. Cause like, why are you here making noise in the kitchen and doing? I don't like this. But I know I'm not a shared space person.
And seriously, Airbnb should consider that, because there are plenty of women who would be comfortable sharing a space with other women.
But a random man showing up that we're not expecting?
Right. It just puts us at tremendous, even if it's just a possible risk, it's the way we feel when we
Right.
show up at Airbnbs. And so it would be in their best interest to add that. Like, that should be one of the selections,
Like
agenda
who is
share.
right? But if they're renting, if they have 2 spare rooms, if they're sharing rooms to multiple people at the same time, they have who? You know what I mean? Like they don't know who's gonna be there.
Yes.
Unless they stop renting to men, which would be discriminatory, and so you shouldn't do it, but you'd also just not rent to men.
If it's a choice, if they give you a choice, is it still considered discriminatory?
I don't
Because
know.
it's a woman.
Housing is hard. Housing is one of those hard. It's really hard to not be discriminatory in housing.
Because what
But-
you're expecting to from if you're a woman, a single woman renting your home, it may feel safer just to rent to
Yeah.
other women.
Yeah, and I mean it's Mexico, so the housing discrimination issue isn't going to be the same. But because it's an American company, I don't know. We're not gonna get into that. No, but when you could rent a shared space from a woman, and some random men could be in there, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
And they don't flush or
And
wash their
so
hands.
a way to prevent that would be to write to the host
Yes.
and say, hey, this is my concern. If I were going to decide to share space now, I personally wouldn't do it. However, if I was somebody who wanted to share a space, whether for economic reasons or just even for cultural reasons, sometimes it's better, you just feel nicer sharing a space. But writing the host right away and making sure that that's an arrangement that's already in place.
Yes. Don't be scared. Like in your rental, it will say sharing like a room in a home or a place all to yourself. And if you booked a place all to yourself, there's nothing to worry about. If it's a room in a home, like Angel just said, it's time to ask some questions. Who else will be in the home? Are any of the rooms rented? I don't feel comfortable staying with random men.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that was her last experience, and she thinks we're done.
Oh no.
I asked her, I was like, come join me for like 15 minutes, and we're 79 minutes into it. Tricking my friends.
You know what?
Welcome.
I do want to take a break. I want to take a commercial break and say, y'all, my friend Rashida has been helping women for years start their life abroad. And even though we're talking horror stories, life abroad has been incredible. And she does this for women all over the world, and she's so freaking great at it. So if you have the chance to join her program, you must. Especially if you're in an environment that's toxic, there is a way out and she can help you.
And the program's on sale right now. Link in the description. Lowest price ever, lowest payment plan ever. Get in there. Okay, I did not pay her to say that.
It's true. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. She's not paying me.
I'm not paying her. In fact, I'm going to traumatize her and going to traumatize her some more because we're moving back from Mexico City to Playa del Carmen.
No.
Tell us
Okay.
about your experience in Playa del Carmen in an Airbnb.
So, I rented an Airbnb in Playa del Carmen, and it was one of the what are those Airbnbs that are like they're not? It's not super host, but it's like an extra
Plus?
plus.
So it was one of them fancy ones.
It was an Airbnb plus. I was going. It's the holidays. I want to spend this time with my kids, and the lover automatically says he's gonna get his own place, which would have been key.
He was like, I won't be staying there.
But he was coming after us. He wasn't gonna go at all. He decided to go afterwards, and I was like, we don't have room for you. So he gets this great Airbnb, not far from us. I'm kind of in the hood, which I do not mind at all. Right? I don't mind.
You're not at the beach. You're more in the neighborhoods.
I'm more in the neighborhood. I'm like not on off of Fifth, which
Okay.
doesn't bother me because it's super touristy, and I've got my little taquerias. I'm really digging just being in the neighborhood vibe, and the Airbnb is really pretty. It's in a building, and so it's an older building, but everything is really done well. So while we're in the Cancun Playa area, we get COVID. And
Because if you go to Quintana Roo, you're coming back with COVID.
right, it's very
Or someone in your group is, someone in your family is, somebody's come back with, because it's what happens there.
Yes, it's very crowded, and it's like the Vegas of Mexico, to be honest. Right?
Yes,
So that's what I
a
feel
good,
like.
That's a good description.
Very debaucherous behavior, and so get COVID. We stay at his place for our our quarantine, and so for the last couple of days, we end up going back to my place. My kids are already gone, and we spend the last 3 days that we have of our trip.
It's back up. I don't know if y'all heard the bouge. You had a place renting for you and your kids.
Yes.
Your man could have come and stayed with you, but you would have had to share a room.
Share a bathroom?
Oh, in the place there, he could have had his own room in your place,
Yes.
but he would have had to share a bathroom.
Well, his place was nicer.
No. Before he had a place, let's talk about your place.
Yeah, we would have shared a room, and
And
he
a
has
bathroom.
a lot of luggage. He brings a lot of luggage. He has a lot of things, and I don't want to be clutter.
So that man, collectively, they decided he was gonna get his own space
Correct.
because sharing a space just wouldn't. Sharing a bathroom?
Yeah, sharing the bathroom wasn't gonna work for us.
Okay. He got his own space.
Yes.
You picked what you thought was a gorgeous space, Airbnb plus.
It was Airbnb plus.
It's top of the line, and he was like, "Let me show you how I can outdo you,"
Correct.
and picked an even nicer place.
He got his place was gorgeous.
And so you moved to his place.
When we had COVID, we discovered I was at his place. My kids were at my place, and we discovered we had COVID, and
The
by
kids
the
did
time-
not have COVID.
They didn't have COVID at the time.
Okay,
So they went home, tested
Okay.
negative, didn't test positive till they got back to the States.
okay. So you and him were in his place,
Right.
recovering from COVID together.
Right. We were too weak to move all of his stuff and plus we had COVID. We weren't gonna move take a cab and infect anybody else.
So her kids had their own place. And their cousin, they're all just chilling in their own vacation paradise in Playa. These grown kids.
They're good kids, yes. They're some good kids.
There's some good kids. Okay, so we've covered the bouge, 2 different places because sharing a bathroom.
Right, he wasn't gonna do that. It's a vacation. We're trying to be nice to each other, trying to be loving.
And it's easier to love him when you ain't got to see his shit on the sink. And his suitcases.
His suitcases, which is partially your problem. With you encourage that behavior of shopping.
The man went to one store and came out with 10 shirts, and I was like, I support it. Guayaberas. I'm putting his business in the streets now. Hey, love. Hi. Thanks, puppy. Cuban shirts.
Yes.
Pricey enough.
You don't need 10 of them. You don't need 10.
She thinks she's a minimalist. He thinks he needed 10 shirts.
So,
so yes, he carries a lot of luggage.
He carries a lot of luggage, so he needs space for his things, right? This is how
A whole home. He needed a whole home for his things.
Well, also, some friends came, and they ended up staying at his place for a couple of days.
Okay.
Wanza and Jamel.
I'm displeased. Hi, Wanza.
Wanza and Jamel, who I'm sure you would look at and be like, oh, hold on.
Well, Jamel and Wanza are together, right?
Oh, Jamel's her son.
Oh, how old is he?
None of your damn business.
You see how she...
Wanza is one of my best friends.
I do not care.
Okay?
Hey, Jamel.
And then,
I have not seen pictures.
Jamel
I did not know about this vacation.
Basketball in Europe at this time, and so he comes home.
A tall. Sis had a tall that don't belong to anybody. And what is she doing? I literally did not know they came. I did not see any evidence of them coming. I've not seen photos.
So
a tall.
There were photos. I put them in my stories and stuff. But I wasn't trying to think that my girl over here was going to be trying.
Fake friends. Fake friends.
First of all.
Fake friends.
This is the loyal, okay? Because you don't set your one girl's son up with your friend. Okay?
You could.
No.
We could be related. Next thing you know, we could be related.
No. Or some shit could go down and then it's ugly for everybody, right?
Well, you shouldn't be friends with Wanza anyway. So that would just do it.
I have to be friends with Wands. That's my right of.
Oh,
you know what? My Wands is your Adelia.
That's irrelevant.
Okay.
Okay, but you act up when I'm with Adelia, don't you?
Have.
People don't know she acts up when I'm with Adelia.
That is ridiculous. Absolutely not.
Why do you look so happy? Why are you glowing?
She does glow when she takes pictures. I'm like, what's that? However, so that's my Adelia.
I have not met
And she
Wanza.
happens to have a very handsome son who plays basketball.
Is he like
in Europe.
23 or like 29
No, he's
or
actually
32?
in his 30s.
Ew! Hey, Jamel.
He's in his 30s.
Hey,
But you
Jamel.
know what? You missed out because now he has a girlfriend. I just heard this.
I'm sure Wanza can break them up.
Are we going to talk about Playa del Carmen?
I'm sure Wanza can break them up. Tell Wanza to make that happen.
No. So what happened was...
Fake friend.
No.
Okay, so you and your man,
Loyal
Wanza...
friend trying to
Loyal
keep
friend
the peace
to Wanza, not a
in
loyal friend to me.
all of
Not a
our
loyal friend to
relationships.
me. A loyal friend to Wanza. You see this? This is why I don't like Wanza. I don't know Wanza, never met her.
He is
That's
like
why I
my
don't like
nephew.
her.
I'm his auntie. Like, I can't do that.
Your nephew or your son? Huh?
Oh,
Huh?
absolutely
Huh?
not.
What's it gonna be?
Absolutely not. Absolutely. And you too expensive for my son. He'd be like, nah, I can't afford her.
We can go to McDonald's.
He'd be like, well, I'm happy that your retirement is on straight because I worry about that. But you too expensive.
I worry about the old people, but I can't support you. All right. Okay, so Playa, this is an important story.
Yes.
After your kids leave,
Yes.
you move back out of his luxurious pad
Yes.
to your Airbnb Plus. It should be very lovely, very cool. But, Adelia talking about she dates folks in their 30s.
Adelia! No!
I mean, we need
No.
photos. I feel like we need photos of Jamel.
Y'all
to
gonna
share.
have to find him. I'm not sending you anything. I'm not sending you any evidence whatsoever.
Okay, first of all, Anissa is so shady. Talls are reserved for the tall. You don't know how tall we are.
Good. Yes, you are so right. Little bit over here should leave a tall man for tall women.
He's tall, he's overseas, so I ain't got to see him every day. Come through. And he's in his 30s. He has a job. Come through.
Anyway,
Okay, so you move back into your Airbnb.
I moved back into my Airbnb, and the first night that we get there, he's in the front of the unit, and so he's like, did you hear?
And by the front, you mean you've moved back in, but you cannot stay in the same room. So he's in the front, different bathroom, different.
Yeah, he has his space and I have my space. So he's in the front and I'm in the back, and he says it was noisy. So I'm like, of course, here comes the drama, because he doesn't like the place. Now I have to start hearing it. It's not as nice as his Airbnb. But I do reach out and let the woman know that he found it noisy and that he was recovering. So
Keep going.
we, the next day, we go on about our business. We're not really, we're clear now, but we're not really moving like we would ordinarily move. And we're both working a little bit, and that night is when all hell breaks loose.
There are other humans in the building?
Yes, so it's a fourplex,
Okay.
and we are on the bottom of the fourplex, and there's another, no, it's a threeplex, it's a triplex. And so there's one unit on the bottom, and then there's 2 units upstairs.
Okay.
One unit is occupied by people that live there more permanently, and 2 units are Airbnbs.
The 2 units upstairs are Airbnbs?
My unit downstairs is an Airbnb,
and then one of the units upstairs.
units
Okay.
upstairs.
All right.
The one unit that's occupied more long-term is occupied by 2 women and a baby.
Cool.
And they're very nice, kind people. The unit upstairs is occupied by these 3 young German tourists.
How did that go? Tell us about the experience with German tourists in the Vegas of Mexico. How bad can it really be?
First of all, they were drunk as hell at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And I know that they're drunk as hell because I can hear them. Now, I don't know if any of you get triggers from hearing specifically German. Like, it's not a language that I really associate with kindness and warmth and fuzzy. I'm just saying that's my personal experience. I'm not negating anybody else's experience with the German people. I have not had a whole lot of communication with a lot of Germans. But hearing the language and hearing it being yelled at the top of their lungs while they're intoxicated
At 2 a.m. at night.
2 o'clock
Yes.
was extremely triggering. And all of a sudden I felt very unsafe. My man is here. He's not 100%. He's just recovering from COVID, and he was not
But he's spicy.
as hell.
And recovered or not,
He's not.
you're not playing these games.
Right. He will get up out of bed. So I'm like, oh my gosh, trying to make sure he's okay. And meanwhile, figuring out how I'm going to resolve what the situation is. I'm not feeling safe. I don't feel like they're going to calm down in any way. And I'm absolutely right. They start throwing bottles over the balcony. They're screaming, moving furniture. I'm texting, I'm WhatsApping the host, I'm going through the app. It's always
Because
important.
she owns both places?
She owns the unit. She's the manager of the
whole
entire
building.
building.
Okay.
I'm messaging her. The one thing that's really, really important is always to go through the Airbnb app. Regardless if you have communication directly through WhatsApp or any other thing, always go through the Airbnb app. So I'm going through the Airbnb
So
app.
there's a record. So there's a record,
Yes.
and Airbnb can see who said what when.
Right. So and this is really, really horrible. This happened in February. I'm at the point where now I need to call the police. And so I go to find the handbook that's located in there, and there's no safety information.
Pause. When you're going to a country that you're not familiar with, Google how to call the police in an emergency. Hopefully it will never happen. It's important to know though when it does happen.
And it's important to know that before you're actually in the middle of it. So
Yes.
probably do it while you're calm, because
Yes.
in a situation where you're really at risk, one, you don't have time to be Googling. Two, what if your internet connection goes bad or if there's something wrong that happens? You definitely want to be able to know how to use your phone in that country. And more specifically, how to use the phone in the region of the country that you're
Yes.
in.
Yes.
And so I'm looking for the information. I cannot find anything. I start now communicating directly with Airbnb. When I called Airbnb, they tell me call 911. 911 in Playa del Carmen does not work. It does not directly link you to the police. So I start freaking out a little bit because they keep telling me to call 911 and it doesn't work. So I go and I Google and I look, and I what happened was I actually called 911 and they rerouted me to the United States.
Fun.
And the woman's like, I'm sorry, honey. There's nothing we could do.
You're in Playa del Carmen?
Where is that?
I went there once on vacation.
Where is that, honey? I was like, Mexico. She's like, oh, sweetheart, you're calling the United States. I was like, well, can you you know,
Send me back.
can you connect me? She was like, no, I cannot.
Woo. Okay. So you're experiencing
All kinds
this
of
moment.
madness. Get through the night, call Airbnb. They are like, get out, you will pay for your hotel. Okay, so they offer to pay for 3 days of hotel. We're good. We make it through the night. They finally calm down. We make it through the night. We don't really sleep. So it's the crack of dawn. We decide to go out to breakfast. We go out to breakfast, come back, and we realize that there's been a leak. And so I assume that the leak was from the washing machine, because on my way to brunch or to breakfast, I put in a load of laundry because we're leaving. And I mop the mess and I hear this horrible sound that nobody wants to hear, especially at an Airbnb. It's like bloop, 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 bloop. And I'm like, what the hell? It's coming from the bathroom. So I get to the bathroom and I look and I realize the bloop bloop is coming from the shower, from the drain in the shower. And all of a sudden the bloop bloop turns into water coming out of the drain in the shower. And all of a sudden that water is not clear anymore. It's actually brown. And all of a sudden, up comes this shit fountain out of the middle of the bathroom floor, and I just stand there like, this is not funny. This is the worst experience I've ever had in my life. And so I just stand there with the nightmare silent scream that looks like this. Because I actually feel water now puddling around my feet.
Poop water around her feet.
Puddling around my feet and running everywhere. And this shit fountain is just bloop, 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 bloop. Finally, I get this knock, and it's my man who's like, get packed! Move everything up off the ground! And I was like, okay.
Oh, I was just frozen in shit. I was just standing frozen in shit because I don't know what to do. But here comes Poppy, like, let's grab our shit and go.
Right. Poppy's throwing stuff in his
Giant suitcase.
Human-sized suitcases,
Yes.
just throwing everything in. Meanwhile, I'm moving like slow because I can feel the cholera crawling up my legs, and I'm dying. And so I'm moving like Frankenstein through my room trying to pack little things, and he's throwing everything in, whatever. And I just pack up as much as I can, and I'm just slow, like I'm barely here. I'm not in my body. And so I have these giant ass suitcases, and he just like lifts COVID and all, just like, he got all his strength back to move those damn suitcases right out the door, and all our shit gets moved out, or as much as we could save, because we had we had shoes, we had like stuff that ended up just going missing. Then we had stuff in the kitchen that I was like, God bless. The cleaning lady came in and she looks and she was like, "Ay, Dios mío!" And she runs out the door, comes back with galoshes, because she was gonna save herself. She wasn't catching cholera. Not
She
that.
said,
Not,
your feet might be shitty, but me, I don't do that.
she was
I don't do
like,
that.
I'm good. I got my galoshes in the closet. And yeah, so it was a night of terror with the German, God knows, screaming, I don't know what, for all I know, kill all the brown people, I don't know. Woke up, and then, you know, just shit storm, literally.
Because the Germans decided to do what upstairs? What were they?
Oh, all that furniture moving involved sticking plastic bags in the toilet.
Like shopping bags.
Yes.
They decided that while they were drunk at 2 a.m., trying to flush shopping bags, plastic shopping bags, was the way to go.
Yeah.
Did their place get shit flooded?
I didn't ask. I was not, but after that, my communication with his host was now over. Like,
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna go, I needed a direct line to Airbnb, because now I have medical bills. And I also have therapy. Who's paying for all of this?
Okay, so how was that resolved?
So it was resolved when Papi said, we're moving into here.
Yes.
And then from there we went to Tulum.
Okay, so you found a different, you found a different Airbnb.
We did not end up going
Oh,
to
you went
another
to-
Airbnb.
you went to a hotel.
We went to a resort.
Poppy said, I do not live like this. You might live like this.
Poppy was like, I can't leave her like this because she needs. She's shaking. She's disturbed.
Poppy said,
She's gone.
this might be how you live your life.
Part of
but
her
for
died.
me and mine.
Look, part of me died in Playa.
Part of
okay?
you died in Playa, yes.
Yes.
Your innocence.
My
Your
innocence
died in Playa.
Died in Playa. But ultimately, Airbnb refunded the money, obviously, but only for those days. It didn't refund me anything further. And they also paid for like 3 days of my hotel. That was how, I mean, that was fair, but it was
You
not
just have to
worth
throw
it.
away stuff and get rid of things.
Which they did not resolve,
Right.
which they did not pay for us to go back and forth or our transportation or anything. And I mean, obviously that's the other thing to think about when planning your vacation, like having money
Yes.
for those kinds of circumstances, because these things
Yeah.
happen.
Adelia wants to know if you had to work to get the Airbnb, like the refund, or was it just like, here's a video of a poop fountain? What you gonna do?
At that time, I definitely felt like I had to work, especially in terms of what was most important to me actually was not the refund as much as them acknowledging how important it is to have them insist that the host provide safety measures, and that when you call Airbnb, they know, like, the information. Had I been a woman traveling by myself and really been at risk, let's say there was somebody who was breaking into my home, I did not have access to information that would have provided safety. So the fight was more for that, and for the acknowledgement that that policy needed to be revised, which they have in fact revised it since.
Okay.
I don't know if that was in fact in the works, but the conversation back and forth between me and the person who gave me this horrifying information, call 911. And when I said, well, I can't call 911, and he kept saying, well, we're not 911, and this is the people at Airbnb.
Right.
So that was the most important thing. That was the real fight, because I just felt like they just didn't acknowledge how important that is.
Okay. They have said over and over again that you're not allowed to rent Airbnbs anymore. In the comments, they are saying you are not allowed. But okay, so Angel is a true nomad. Or as her son said the other day, she's homeless.
I am. I
He's
can't believe
concerned.
we're-
Bougie and homeless at the same
Her
time.
son is concerned.
Yes.
She's rich homeless. We gonna say that. She's well off homeless. Her son was like, "So where do you live?" And you said,
I have no home.
and he said,
So you're homeless?
Yes, son, I am homeless.
so she stays in Airbnbs because if it's not that, it's not gonna be hostels. Let's just
Oh my God, no.
let's be real. So either that or luxury hotels because it's not gonna be like a 2-star hotel either. Not a 3-star
I'm not
hotel.
looking for trouble. You know what I'm saying?
What would the trouble be at a 2-star hotel?
Yeah, you have to sleep in a bed.
Bed. And look, 2 stars in certain countries, right?
The stars don't line up the same in all the countries. The stars just don't line up the
This
same.
is what I'm saying. You know. Don't risk it. If you know yourself, you're not going to risk trouble.
So she rents Airbnbs because she does not have a home.
Right. I don't have a home. So,
Whew. Okay. The other thing about the phone is 911 is the number where I am. 911 may have been the number there, but your phone isn't automatically going to connect you. Your phone might have 911 might have been the right number, but your phone might have been like, oh, it's an American phone calling 911. I have to call some American 911. So my phone does that when I'm out of the country. It's like, no, this must be what you're dialing, and I'm like, that's not what I'm. Because you have to know how on your phone to call the local number. So it's not
Correct.
just what's the local number, but how do I dial that on my phone?
correct.
Important. Okay, so was Playa your worst Airbnb experience?
Yes.
Now that you're on the other side of it, do you feel like it got resolved and there's no like residual negative feelings?
Other than standing in a shit fountain, is that ever going
Never
to
resolved.
lead to negative?
Never resolved.
No negative
It's
feelings.
On
no.
site forever with Germans. She hears German, the German language in a train station. She running or fighting. It's fight or flight right here. You heard it first.
My lizard brain is like, what?
What?
They gonna kill us all. Get out.
Okay, so let's take a
Love
moment.
sauerkraut.
Let's take a moment and pause.
Yes.
I mentioned earlier, Angel is a life coach, and she helps women. You have a confidence.
Correct.
You have a confidence junta, and
Yes.
she helps women build up their confidence, live their best lives, and it's open for enrollment soon.
Yes. In August.
In August, it's open for enrollment. And some people from my community have joined your community, right?
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so, what do you do? Tell us more about the junta.
So we were talking about community earlier and how important community is. Really, I think the most significant part of the junto is that we provide a safe space to brag,
Okay.
which I think is a really significant process for women of color, primarily because we were taught that bragging is the antithesis of how we should be or who we should be. And so really learning to celebrate our strengths, really learning to, one, recognize them, and then having a space where those strengths are celebrated. So I think that one of the things that happens often is that, well, ideas are stolen because we don't insist on taking credit for them.
At work, in your free time, if you're Khalees, all around the block.
Every
Women of color,
Right.
their process, their products, their ideas are stolen and we're given no credit.
every day. So working to make sure that that shit doesn't happen means taking note of the things that maybe you find ordinary. Maybe the things that you do on an ordinary basis you haven't really given yourself credit for. I can guarantee your white counterparts are absolutely giving themselves credit for those things. And they are monetizing them, and they're monetizing every time you don't stand up for yourself and you don't take credit for something. So, Junto is that space. It's also based on a framework that I've created in my coaching practice, my one-on-one coaching practice. which is just about confidence. It's just like an 8-step, a 9-step process to creating confidence.
Someone asked about your website. If they don't have,
It's angelawakened.com.
it's my girl. Who really, I literally said, come 10, 15 minutes. And we are 110 minutes in. We're almost at 2 hours.
It's because we're so extra.
Extra? Me?
With your blue fabulous braids.
She's extra. I am not extra.
Oh my goodness.
She is extra. Where'd you get that dress?
This dress, this little thing, is which I'm wearing actually backwards. But it still looks good.
It does.
I got this dress in Oaxaca.
Because Miss Ma'am. And that ring, where'd you get that ring?
This little thing,
Uh-huh.
you know where I got this.
Where'd you get that ring?
At your favorite bazaar in Mexico.
Because Miss Ma'am is like, I'm a minimalist, but I'm an extra fabulous minimalist. So she's like, the other day I said something to her about like getting another pair of leggings, and she was like, I don't have a space in my bag for it. But what she does is she buys fancy things around the globe and then gets rid of other stuff. Which I think is like, true minimalism, I guess. Like, she only has what she has room for in her 2
Ginormous suitcase.
luxury suitcases. Or special suitcases. Her suitcases pretty much roll themselves. Because who bought the suitcases?
Poppy.
And Poppy likes nice things.
Poppy likes nice
me and Poppy get along.
Poppy
You
likes
like
nice things.
Ew, 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 ew. Poppy likes nice.
Nice things like Poppy too. So it's an
Nice
attraction.
things like Poppy. I don't like it. I don't like it here. It's not nice. No. He said, immediately. Immediately. This is where you're staying. This is where you're staying now.
Yes.
This is where
Yes.
you don't have to look for a new place.
This is a case for, and this is in defense of grown ass men.
Are we gonna do it?
Yes.
We're gonna do it.
Yes.
Okay, because Poppy is grown.
He grown.
Grown.
He's, as the Mexicans would say, grande. Ya está grande. He's grande. Grande means big, for those of you who don't speak Spanish. Grande.
But Poppy's
Older.
physically large. Not huge. No, physically. You don't miss in the streets of Mexico. You don't. I was walking down the street. I had no idea, and I was like, "Oh, there's Poppy right there." I'm literally walking down the street on my phone, doing something, and then I was like, "Oh, that man looks like. Yep, that's him." Like you can spot him right in the street.
Yes.
Am I gonna say nice things about men on this channel? I don't do that. I'm gonna say nice about a man. About a man. I'm gonna say nice things about a man. Poppy is big in a lot of ways, including personality.
Oh yes.
And so, if he does not like something, you've painted him like Big from Sex and the City. Actually,
Yeah, it's a
actually,
black version of Big. Yes.
actually,
Chulito.
yes.
Chocolate version of
He
Big.
like she was like, I don't like it, and he was like, this is where you're staying because I'm here for a week. He was like, the next week he'll be here, and she was like, no, a week is too long, and he was like, okay, like, I'm gonna book you however long I want to book you.
You can leave if you want to.
If you don't want to be in the luxury hotel in the VIP lounge, you can leave, but you don't want to be here.
We're staying.
We're staying for a while.
Poppy knows best.
Yes. Okay. But there's a lot of big personality, which you might have guessed she has a big personality. So it's kind of like, how do you make the two big personality? Yes, girl, you got a big personality. She makes the big personality work with another big personality by telling him to go home when she's tired of him.
This has saved us. Yes.
That's the magic I have found out.
Yes. Well, the separate, as much as you can talk mess, it's having separate space, right? Knowing who you are, right? You know you're gonna occupy the space. Give them their space too. He's a big personality, he needs space. And also, sometimes that space needs to be a different country.
Please leave. How do you tell him to leave when it's time for him to go? When you think it's time, when you're like, I have had enough of this big personality, of Mr. Big and his big personality, what do you say?
I just book a flight somewhere else.
So you just leave him behind.
I could say you can go where you want to. Where are you going?
I'm going on tomorrow. I'm going to XYZ.
Chiapas, and you're not invited.
I would say he gets the hint, but that's not a hint. That's just a message. Okay, y'all, my phone is dying, so I'm gonna switch out and take off the mic. If y'all can't hear me, there's nothing I can do about it besides end the video. So we gonna try this. We gonna see what happens. All right, but yes, Aisha said his relationship goes. Yes, it is. All right, we're gonna try to get this to go. All right, hopefully you guys can still hear us. She said that man need to go somewhere else that ain't in your face.
I've been known to book a hotel room. Yes.
And he can take the kids too.
Yes. Take everybody. You get to a certain age too where you're just like, y'all can all go, really. I love you. I don't do this with like a lack of love.
It's for the love.
It's because, I have
It's
to
because
preserve
of and for the love.
my energy.
He got to go somewhere else.
Correct.
I love it. So you bounce back by having a puppy, and if you don't have a puppy, have friends who you can talk to. So the other day when we were in Mexico City, we were talking to someone who's a regular on the channel, but I'm not gonna bust her out. And she was helping a friend. Her friend's place, I don't know if it was an Airbnb. I think it was an Airbnb. Her place, it was raining. Her place got flooded in the rain.
Oof. That's terrible.
And so her friend is a grown-up who can rent an Airbnb. So this is something that she could have problem solved herself. But I know that it was nice for that woman to have someone else who she could be like talking through the issue and trying to figure out like, is this bad enough to move somewhere else? Like what she was like, the friend in the flood had a friend outside of the flood which she could talk to, and that's really important. So yes, so bouncing back means getting creative. It means standing up for yourself. Like truly, like if Angel hadn't stood up for herself yesterday, we would be like, if we brush all the ants off. No, there were 3 beds. We would have slept in together bed. They really talking shit about the mic. Are you a member of? We are fundraising for a new mic. Join the membership. It's truly. I think it was a raggedy mic that I bought years ago, and it's only gotten raggedier because as Stephanie pointed out, I have knots in it, and I have knots all over. The cord was just a mess when I got here. Yeah, don't talk about my money. Anyway,
Respect yourself. Yeah.
Respect yourself.
Absolutely.
Respect
Absolutely. And having the community around you that respects you as well.
Yes.
Like that's part of it all too. Like not settling.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between compromising when when you're trying to come to a mutual agreement that's beneficial for both parties or for everyone involved, than consistently putting yourself on the back burner, consistently giving yourself less than you deserve. And
She's my life coach.
it's important. It's really important to just consistently be around people who remind you of that, who aren't going to let you lower the standards.
Yes. And people who, I was going to say that, people who know what you deserve, right? People who know that, like I really was like, oh, it's fine. I mean, the bed feels like a rock, but like, it'll be okay. And she was like, I thought you said you wanted to live a first-class life. Oh, okay. So last week, when I was talking to Kiki from the Upgrade, we talked about like what we were trying to manifest. Aisha is such a hater. She told me to wrap it up because my mic no good. My sound's no good. Hater energy. Okay. When I was talking to Kiki, we were talking about what I was manifesting, and one of the things I said was that I want to manifest in my life regularly a driver in a large vehicle like a Yukon. So you see them around. see them around, and you see them all the time. It's usually like private drivers. Someone has like their private driver that takes them everywhere. Someone's finally coming in. And so
Aisha called.
I should call. She's getting kicked out of here. And so I have been trying to use Airbnb, Uber to get one of them, and it will not come. I cannot. I always get like a small Mercedes thingy or like an Acura MDX or something. It's like not the big Yukon that I want or the big Suburban. We're going to the airport on Saturday from my place, and I say, I was like, oh, let's call Uber in the morning. She was like, why don't we schedule it tonight? I was like, okay. And so we scheduled it that night. She scheduled it that night. I get out there the next morning. It's a big silver Suburban waiting for exactly what I said I wanted to manifest in my daily life. She had waited. We have not had this conversation. She had it waiting for me. Every time I order it it's always not. It's never a large Suburban / Yukon, one of those. It's always something smaller, like it's sometimes luxury, sometimes, whatever. She made it happen. And I was like, this is exactly what I said I wanted to manifest. Aisha is texting me. Y'all, she knows I'm live. And she's here. And I bet you whatever she texts me is some hater shit. I bet you whatever she texts me is some hater shit. I know this already. Anyway, she's watching now. She knows I'm live. And it really was a reminder of it. Like, I want to feel like I'm living a first class life, and sometimes I don't. Okay, the sound is trash. I told y'all when I unplugged the mic, the sound was gonna be trash. Okay. Anyhow, the point was that like I have a friend who knows how I want to live, and I had not told her that this is what I was looking for, but she knows me, and that's how she rolls. And she ordered one, and what she wants is what I want. And which makes us really good travel buddies. Point was that I was trying to manifest this for myself, and I couldn't, because I wasn't ordering the right thing on Uber. I just found out from her. She told me how to get what I want. I wasn't ordering the right thing. Now I know how to order the right thing. I was ordering something that did not get me to what I needed. Anywho, manifesting what you want. Manifesting. Tonight said she got a big SUV spray painted black. No, I think that's a really important reminder when you're traveling, when you need to bounce back, when you're spending time with people. Like, travel with people who want to live the life you want to live. That's how I knew that no matter what happened, I'd be okay. Like, that place could have roaches, and I'd still be there. Like, okay, you tell me what we're doing.
No.
I wouldn't have said we're staying. I would have just said like, I am not stressed about the plan, because I know you're not going to say, let's stay here. And I'm not going to say, let's stay here. We're both going to be like, what luxurious place are we moving into? Because we're not doing this. So part of the bounce back, especially if you're traveling, if you're by yourself, it's easier. If you're traveling with other people, it really has to be people who understand how you want to live and people who support the life you want to live, as opposed to being like, that's too much, right? Like, if I was like, when Angel called the Uber to go to the airport, if I came downstairs and I was like, why'd you order this big old thing? Like, that's a very negative energy. I know how I want to live. She knows how she wants to live, and we support each other in how we want to live, even when she's so extra. Even when she's incredibly extra, we support each other in how we want to live. Okay, I am going to wrap it up because the hater energy from Aisha and Adelia is getting a bit much. I'm going to charge my phone for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to go live. What time is it now? What time is it? Oh, gosh. 12:05 over here. So at 12:15, I'll go live with the, let's be sure. Yes. 12:15, I'll go live with the membership. And I'll try to get that in. The link will be in the community. I'll put the link in the community to go live with you guys. We'll try to do that. And thanks everyone for joining. From Burnout to Bliss is at the best price ever. $200 off, 5 payment plan option, never been done before, $100 a month. $100 a month. If this is for you and price has gotten in the way, now's the time to sign up because it's available until the end of the day. End of the day, yay, yay, yay. End of the day, and then it's gone. I should have said, I'm not a hater. Your audio sounds like how your laptop looks. I am not a hater. Hate, 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 hate. Hate, 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 hate. Thanks for coming, friends. Membership, I'll see y'all in 10 minutes. Everybody else, join the membership. Come through. We're gonna have some fun. Shenanigans. Maybe more Angel. Although she's probably hungry because we have meetings. Our luxurious breakfast involved champagne mimosas and strawberries. We're gonna figure something out. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.